Hello guys, and welcome back to Karge's Orchids, and yet another Bloom and Spike video, and this time it's going to be what's in Bloom and Spike for the month of April 2021. And if you end up liking this video, please press the thumbs up, subscribe, share and comment. It would be really nice if you put a little comment in the comment section. I do hope you will enjoy this little Bloom and Spike video as well, so come along. So now it's open, my Epidendrum Nocturnum. First time blooming for this one. This beautiful one. It opened up with one flower, about 7, 8, 9 centimeters wide across the petals. This lovely white lip and yellow center. And this one doesn't have any scent. Yes, it has, but only during night time, so well, I'm waiting impatiently for nighttime to come. It needs a humidity of 90%, and right now the sky is getting 69% of humidity. Yes, so don't believe everything you read. And these guys should also be drying out between waterings and have a wet and dry cycle, and they cannot stay soggy for any length of time. It cannot. I wonder why it cannot. So, but it's a lovely flower and I love it, and I hope this one is going to grow nicely to a large specimen. This is what my Epidendrum Nocturnum looks like today. It's been open for 10 days now, and the last 7 days it's been looking like this. Fading on its way, but still scented, and its stem is not turning brown or yellow or anything. So I don't understand this orchid. This one should have been fallen off several days ago by now. And I've heard that this orchid often self-pollinates itself. But that is usually when the flower just opened up, or it's on its way of opening up. So that's what I heard, but I can be wrong about that. But could it be that this guy is really starting to produce a seed pod? Maybe. Yet another 12 days later. Yeah, it really is a seed pod. And this one, as I said, is known for its ability to self-pollinate. It always does that, so... looks like a bean. Yeah. Lovely, anyway, fun to see. This guy, I haven't shown this one to you before. It's my Coelogeny type orchid. It's called Pholidota Chinensis. And I got it a few years ago from eBay seller. I don't remember his name, but anyway. Last summer, it produced this little spike, or whatever it is. And it dried out, so. And it's still sitting there, in the same position. But I discovered on its latest growth, the smallest growth to the sides, there are buds here, and there's also another bud forming there. So this is going to be fun to watch. And this lovely guy, this Restrepia Mucifera, is not supposed to bloom here either, but still he is, with one newly opened flower, and back there's yet another one. Yeah, there it is. So the flowers comes out from the back side of its leaves. So you better hang it in order to show the right angle. Yeah, but there are small flowers, but they are many. They're just popping up everywhere, basically. But they're quite difficult to dig in here and see what's happening, but I'm sure you get the idea. And it's sitting next to the fogger. Lovely flowers. Small but delicate. And my Brassia Shelob token that's newly been repotted together with you is a quite recent acquisition from October last year. But this is the first spike it's producing in my care. And it's a better spike than the one I got it with. I got it with only one flower. And the second spike, all of the buds dried out and only produced one flower for me. So this is a better blooming. So, well, we should be thankful for the little we get. But, yeah, they didn't have enough speed development to open up in this session. So I will show them in my May video. LC Maddie Tweaked, new trick. Well, words are redundant, aren't they? The squeezed in and deformed sheath on its latest growth is producing 2 new buds. Look at the root growth. I think this is quite amazing. The semi-hydro project, orchid from Lucke. The one I showed you not so long ago in the update on my Brazilian bare-rooted import orchids from Lucke Orchideer in Germany. But on the picture, his flowers looked absolutely enormous. So I really hope these small guys will somewhat develop a little bit more regarding size. But nevertheless, the flowers are amazing. This color combination with yellow, orange and pink, and the strikes on them. 13 days later, small has become large. Not long before they open up. God, am I so excited. Now it's finally fully opened. New trick. But I don't really think that the colors and the patterning on the flowers resembles the picture properly. What do you think? Well, I can see a slight hint of pink on the petals and sepals and faint strikes. But as it opens up and as time passes, for every day this one changes its color as well as its patterning. So I think the strikes are going to be sharper by time. So next time I show her to you, maybe she will look different. But I do fancy the scent. It's something I never tasted before. It's really, really lovely. And the flowers measures about 7 centimeters, about 3 inches across the petals. So well, I'm pleased with this one, and I hope it would change a little bit in color. This beautiful one is my Gomesa Lecco, Long Island, from Curlin. This one I got in July of 2020 as a blooming size orchid, not in bloom, and I got it bare rooted. And now it's sitting in a net basket with some perlite and medium to large size bark. And you can see the massive root growth, so it's been doing quite alright here, even though I forgot to water it every now and then. But it's been growing on so well that it decided to finally bloom for me. I cannot say finally, I mean, it's only 8 months and the blooms are gorgeous. Brown, vinegar color and yellow, striking yellow. Yeah, quite good size blooms as well. And he's also fertilized all year round. And yeah, it seems to be working out quite alright since it's blooming. And within this genus, There are quite many varieties. Some of them enjoys a little bit more chilly climate, and some of them, as for this one, enjoys intermediate to hot climate environment. And yeah, it's an easy grower. It's an easy orchid. It really is. And after 1 week or 2 perhaps, I don't know, it's slowly shifting color. It's white now, the lip. White and yellow instead of pure yellow. And I can also feel a slight scent to the flowers. It wasn't noticeable before. So this one is getting better and better for every week. What a lovely, lovely orchid to have. And this guy, yeah, this is becoming a novel, this. Well, she's, surprisingly enough, still in bloom. And she's gonna be in bloom for quite a while yet. Forsythia cochlearia from Åkessons Orchideer here in Sweden, in Gothenburg. This one is making me all confused. It's the Cattleya Walkeriana, a Cattleya type orchid that produces her flower spikes from the base of a pseudobulb. And yeah, she did, didn't she? But this is a new growth, all right? This is a flower spike or flower whatever, and that guy is producing roots as well. And the top part of this one, for a while it was purple with some patterning on, so I thought it was a leaf and that it was gonna open up before long, but instead it dried out. And it's still fat in the middle, and here it produced this little, it looks like a new growth, but to the side, but but it cannot be a new growth. This is a new growth. So, is it possible that the fat plump little part in the middle is going to be one flower, and the one sitting next to it to the right is going to be the other one? So it's going to be 2 flowers, or well, I'm feeling a little bit confused now. So if you have grown this orchid before, this Cattleya Walkeriana, please let me know what this is and how or what I'm gonna expect from this guy. Anyway, I've been showing you this funny thingy, which I thought was a flower spike. But anyway, when it started to produce roots, and this little beginning of a whatever it is, I got all confused, as it was also producing this new growth at the base of the pseudobulb next to it, and they're not similar. They're very different, both in color and shape. I figured this one, yeah, it should be the flower spike, and this one a new growth. But now, today, I started to think, why on earth would a flower spike produce roots and growth as well? No, this is a flower spike. This must be a flower spike. I think it's something filling it. Yeah, there's stuff in here, and the stuff stops, where is it? Here. And here the sheath is empty, so, yeah. This time, in this video, I won't be able to show her beautiful flowers for you, but in my May Spike and Bloom video, that will surely happen if I play my cards right. Fun with the species, this characteristic blooming behavior. Fun to show it to you. What else? This lovely little orchid, Ring Cattleya Xingfong, Little Song Yan Min Golden Boy. The Cattleya type orchid with a short name. It's now in bloom for the first time here, in my apartment at least. And there's a little hint of red down. It's quite difficult to see, but down in the center. And it doesn't matter how hard I try to feel and ascend to this orchid. It doesn't have any. That's the fact. So I'm not even going to try to sniff it again. This gave me 2 flowers. And you can see it's been blooming a couple of times before I owned it. Before it was in my care. And, well, it's got a few more sheaths. And this sheath is filled with buds. So this one is going to open up quite soon as well. This one is a little bit behind. Perhaps it's going to be a long time blooming for this guy. Well, I got this orchid in July 2020, last summer, that is, from Kurlin in Germany. Nice orange splash, I think. Beautiful and quite dense, lovely conditioned plant. It really is. And a lot of new lovely growth coming down there. So it's a vigorous plant in growing stage. Lots of new roots, lovely pseudobulbs, a healthy orchid indeed. Sometime later, the second sheath is bursting and 2 light orange flowers are appearing. So they deepen in color after a while, and they seem to be really long-lived. But flowers are really tiny. They measure about 5 centimeters across the petals, with a slight scent. But it's a beautiful Cattleya. And this is my beautiful Cattleya Mossiae, a species. She usually blooms in May and the beginning of June, perhaps. And she blooms on both old canes that she produced late summer, early spring, from a dried brown sheath, as well as she also blooms at the same time from her newest canes that she produced during winter time and springtime. But this year she will only give me these 2 flowers. These 2 guys back there are going to be followed up closely by these guys. And she stays in bloom for about 5 weeks, so she's got a really long time blooming. And that's nice, with fragrant 16 centimeters wide pink flowers. And last year she bloomed from 4 canes at the same time. She had a mass blooming, the best blooming ever. But, well, maybe she bloomed a little bit too much and needs, to be settled a bit and take a little bit of a rest. Yeah, I can give it to you. It's okay. My lovely Mossiae, I love you. Well, I suppose you don't really want to see this guy again, but this is the last thing you see of it. It's the last flower to fade, so to speak, my Phalaenopsis joy Schwerter Peloric, the one that I love so much. And this Phalaenopsis Bellina Green times 987 from Lucke, arrived with a spike. And, well, I'm not sure that this is gonna develop to a bud or if it's gonna be a cakey or, sure looks a little bit strange, but, well, we shall see. And this beautiful variegated orchid, Phalaenopsis Sogo, Vivien Sogo, from my latest Swedish haul, it's now opened up almost all of her buds. Look at the beautiful Peloric flowers. I have a thing for Peloric flowers, as you know. Aren't they gorgeous? Not, they're almost about 4 centimeters or 5 centimeters across the petals. So they're not really large, but I think it doesn't really matter when you see the foliage. Yeah. Beautiful thing to have, I think. I'm so glad that I got it. I really am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 7 flowers. Yeah. Please, please, please. And I reckon you don't want to see this one either, but it's the last flower you see on my Miltoonia Sunset for a while. Now, she's building up her energy and strength to produce the lovely, lovely flower spikes she usually provides me with every summer. And this beautiful Dendrobium Phalaenopsis, yeah, it's almost finished flowering as well. So, I think this is the last we see from this orchid for a while, but it's been a pleasure having you around, girl. And this beauty is of course still out. Not my achievement, but still. She hasn't dropped any of her buds yet. A lovely Phalaenopsis. It's going to be with us for a while. And this is my Slc Jewel Box Scheherazade. It's a difficult name. This time it came out a bit darker in color, the flowers that is, than it did before when I was younger. I had this orchid since it was a really, really young plant, almost a seedling, so it's a fast grower. I think I had it for 5 years perhaps. I want to show you something. Here. As I said before, it's a sequential one, so this spike can go on producing buds for quite a long time, yeah? Here's another one with some buds forming in there. Here you can see her more properly. Look at the lovely veinings to the lip, down to the throat of this beautiful flower. It's got a lovely scent, almost like roses. Lovely sight. There's nothing like a lovely red Cattleya and clusters of 4 in the lovely sunlight. And this Miltonia, the vinicolor pinkish one, I never bloomed any of those before. I think this is a Miltoniopsis. Actually, they need a little bit more chilly environment to bloom. So yeah, I never really bought so many of these. I think this is my second one ever since I failed with my first one. So, but it is a spike. So, yay! Fun. So here's a little surprise for you as well as for me. It's a little mini orchid haul from one of the few orchid nurseries that's still around in Sweden. And this one is from former orchid house, Orchidhuset. Now it's called Flower Family, Blomsterfamiljen. Alright. I only ordered one orchid. One that I couldn't keep last time, since it was growing upwards, climbing. And the roots were all in the air and it simply dried out, and it was a really small size orchid. I hope this time it could be in spike, but I'm not really sure anymore, but we shall see. And this is orchid fertilizer 2020. I always buy them from them. Really great fertilizers. 1 milliliters for 1 liter of water. So I bought 3 at a discount. The more you buy, the cheaper it gets. And now, the excitement is rising. Well packed. Yay! Yeah. Yay. This one sure fit in this Bloom Spike video. Yeah. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, and it's a little bit fragrant too. Small sized flowers. Purple, yellow, and pink and white. It's Eoncidium popcorn. Yeah, in spike. Well, here's the the tag. Blomsterfamiljen. in Sweden. And now let's look at the plant. Yeah, it's a more decent size than the one I got last time. But you can see it's still climbing upwards. And a lot of aerial roots. And yeah, just like the former one I had. It's somewhat divided into two parts. Like a regular Oncidium type orchid. And it's sitting in... What is it? Coconut husk fiber. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I will have to treat this one in another way. Lot more humidity and such. And spray the roots. So, yeah. Finally I found it. They were all sold out at the nurseries that had it in Europe. I sure have looked it up several times. I just wanted to have this one. Oncidium type orchids are my favorites. Alright, so yeah, that was a nice ending of my What's in Bloom and Spike video for the month of April. So, now I don't really have to go out and buy this fabric type orchids to have anything in bloom. But, well, yeah, we'll see better days regarding blooming. There's a little bit of spikes and buds coming out everywhere now, so it's going to be fun to see when spring approaches for real. And especially in autumn, the early autumn. Then it blooms in many places for you. But okay, and I do hope that you liked this video, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. And yeah, if you stayed with me for my whole video, yeah, it's really appreciated, and thanks a lot for that. And take care, and hope to see you soon. Bye bye, guys.